Hello everybody, this is Kyrix with another edition of This Week in Kyrix. Today is Wednesday, August 31st of 2016. And this time it really is. I've been fucking that up a lot lately. I know last week I recorded on Sunday thinking it was Tuesday because I'm that stupid. And the week before that, I got the day wrong. But this time it is Wednesday, right? Yes, this time it really is Wednesday. I have so much confidence in my ability to tell what day it is, as you can clearly see. Oh my god, this was a pretty damn good week for me, all things considered. Okay. No hero clicks. Judge kinda wrecked his car. Not in an accident, his fucking wheel flew off. Just kinda driving down the street, and the wheel's like, fuck this, I'm out! So yeah, no hero clicks this week. Sounds like it was prepped for a rock tournament, which, not a fan. You may recall that I went to rock once before. And, the hell are we having another one? I thought it was a yearly thing. I don't know. But either way, I went to a rock tournament. That's some kind of regional championship thing for hero clicks. And, wasn't good. Wasn't good at all. Nope, not a fan. Not even slightly. So yeah, that was what garbage is made of. Okay, now on to the really awesome stuff. First off, got some groceries. It's a small thing, but considering that I'm not paid yet, getting extra groceries is pretty damn cool. Got a little pizza from the dollar store, one of those Tony's pizzas. Got some little dollar cheeseburgers, which those can be hit or miss. I used to get little $3, $4 ones at the gas station. These are a little smaller, but they're as good, and they're $1, so might be stocking up on those at the start of the month. More importantly, I have finished a Let's Play and a half, kind of. I have finished the Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta successfully, and I did it before the time limit was up, thus earning myself a victory ham. Yeah, I am such a procrastinating piece of shit that I had to motivate myself to finish this charity project by offering myself a ham. Yeah, I basically said, yeah, if you do this, I'll let you buy yourself a ham. Never mind the fact that there's literally nothing stopping me from buying a ham anyway. It's kind of the principle of the thing. But yes, I earned it, and it was not easy. Especially considering I pretty much binged over half the game in a week. So literally every other project I had took a back seat to this, because it kind of had to, because this is one of those rare times where I'm on a time limit. In addition, my first dual commentary thing on my end with Eisen finished filming. Now, the commentary itself did not, because my computer, it is weak. It lacks the power needed to pull this off. So, the gist of it is this. Sorry. It was his idea to do it, basically, we're going to... Hold on, is this crops? This is not crops. This is... Is that crops? Yeah, that's crops. His idea was to just record it in advance, kind of thing. And then do dual commentary over it, which works for me, you know. Oops. So the game in question is Metroid 2, or in this case, another Metroid 2 remake. So here's the fun thing. I've actually attempted to do this game like 6 times. Well, more like 4 times, but stupid things have gotten in the way. Like, first, I tried to do it as an actual Let's Play. which was cool. But then Eisen came up with that idea. I'm like, ooh, I like that better. Let me just erase this. Don't need it anymore, So, that's one thing. Then I decided to do another one, and for whatever reason, I forgot to press record on an episode. The episodes run about half an hour. And considering my playtime was either just over 2 hours or just under 3, a half an hour is a sizable portion of the game. So that just wasn't going to cut it. And the game auto-saves. That's another important factor. The game auto-saves. Whenever you hit a save point to recharge, it's not like, oh, you're on a save point. You want to save? Yes, no? And then it recharges you whatever you pick. No, it's just, oh, you're on a save point. We're going to save and recharge you. It's not really conducive to my goals, sir. Yeah, fuck your goals. That kind of thing. I appear to have missed Haley. Oh, Emily. I have a soda. But, yeah. And I think there might have been a third recording that for whatever reason I scrapped. This recording. 9 episodes. I want to say 4 hours, 5 minutes, and 10 seconds of footage. But wait a second, Kyrix. You just said your playthrough was at most 3 hours. I did. However, the guy who made this game, and I love that he did this, basically put a feature where when the game is paused, the timer stops. So if you're looking at the map, timer stops. If you're reading log entries, timer stops. And I read a lot of log entries, all of them in fact, and left them on the screen quite a while just so that everyone could read them. And on top of that, I also had to check my map a lot because, you know, I get lost a lot very easily. It's kind of sad, actually. So yeah, I made pretty good thing, and I got a percentage. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I know what it is, but if I tell you what it is, what possible reason will you have to watch? Also, that slime was clearly blue, but it counted. Not sure what that's all about. Should have brought some cherry bombs, but then again, I didn't know I was going to be down here. So, it's been a pretty eventful week for me. I got a lot done. I mean, there's still plenty of other things that need done for various reasons and whatnot, but I got the big shit knocked out. Right out of the park. Later today, possibly after a nap, I will have to start binging Harvest Moon to get that done. I also have to finish the final boss on Undertale, so that that game can also be wrapped up. But all in all, it's looking like a pretty productive week for me. And we'll see where it goes from there. Also, got a new bike. You may or may not know, the back tire on my bike has gone flat again, because it does that a lot. So I'm in a bit of a pickle because the only tires that fit that, and when I say tire, I'm referring to the tube, okay? I don't mean the actual tire is wrecked. No, the tire itself is fine. The tube is wrecked. But the only ones that fit my bike, that I can find easily outside of a bike shop, have what's known as a Presta valve, which is garbage. for many, many reasons. So, I happen to be talking to my friend, the Kyrix judge, and he basically volunteered to go on Amazon, because he has Amazon Prime, and buy it for me, and I just pay him back. You know. And I'm sitting there begging him, I'm like, dude, don't get me Presta-Valve. I don't need a Presta-Valve. I don't want a Presta-Valve. Do not get a Presta-Valve, etc., etc., etc. And he's like, well, dude, I read the Presta-Valves are actually better, and this and that and that. And I'm like, no, don't get me a Presta-Valve. I don't fucking want it. You know, that's a horrible thing to do. Don't get me a fucking Presta-Valve. Sure, I'll buy a snail as well, just because. And so, anyway, and he is one of those people who doesn't care what you think. He basically is of the mindset that, well, I heard this is better and you should have the best. You know? Not necessarily in the philanthropic sense of, oh, I want my friends to have all the best things in the world. But more in the sense of, well, why wouldn't you want the best? You know? And I actually found the article where he looked that up. And basically it said, oh, professional racers and all that like these pumps, or like these valves, because there's less air pressure, so you can pump it in like one pump and it's good, or it pumps really fast or shit. Like, you should get this. I'm like, no. For multiple reasons. Basically, A, it's not a universal pump. I would have to have a pump to work this thing. As opposed to now, where I have a pump somewhere for a normal bike, but it's in the garage, and I haven't the slightest idea where in the garage. But that's not a problem, because all I have to do is go to any gas station in the fucking state, and there it is. Good to go, you know? And there's something to be said about that. And that something is, wow, this is really fucking convenient. But for whatever reason, he doesn't understand that. Damned if I know why, but he doesn't. And it drives me fucking crazy. So I end up getting a thing, like, oh, I bought you 2 Presta-Valves that are thorn resistant, and I about went off on him. And then the next thing came in, and it says these convert to the normal valve. I'm like, oh, okay. They're either specially designed to do that, or they come with a converter. Awesome. So I get these in the mail, and yes, they're bigger and thicker, but they also have the normal Presta-Valve. And I keep telling him, he's like, well, no, unscrew the thing. I'm like, I did. Because he won't get it through his head that I've dealt with these kind of valves before. I know how they fucking work. You know? And it just doesn't click in his goddamn brain that I know what I'm talking about when I say there's no adapter for this thing, you know? My free credit points. And this is the one that's going to be both the easiest to do and the last one I probably accomplish. But, anyway. So I get the thing in the mail, and I finally text it to him. I text him a couple things, like, no, do this, do this, do this. I'm like, no, that's not how that fucking works. And finally, I just text a picture of my current spare tire next to that to show him these are the same fucking thing. Because I told him it's going back. He's like, well, no, don't send it back. Use it. It's got this or whatever. And finally, I tell him, look, it's going back, period. Because A, it doesn't fucking work. It doesn't do what I need it to do. And B, if it does convert, and mine's identical, then I'm sending this back because I've already paid for these, you know? And there's no reason to pay extra money for 2 other tires when I have one that's already paid for that would do the exact same thing. He's like, well, you know, you really ought to just invest in a Presta-Valve pump. Which, he basically looked them up. Apparently, it's like 30 bucks. I don't have 30 bucks. Ever. Really. Winkles, Sweetie, I love you to death, but please get the fuck out of my way. This cat is driving me up the goddamn wall because she keeps walking in front of me in the desk when I'm trying to record. But anyway, so he's like, well, you ought to get a Prestivalve pump anyway. It's a good investment. I'm like, I'm not getting a Prestivalve pump because when I finally get another bike, it will be a 26-inch standard bike, etc. And he's like, well, you know, my dad's moving. He's giving away bikes. You should go down and get him. And I'm sitting here thinking, well, why the fuck didn't you tell me this sooner, you know? That would have been really useful information for me to have had. So I get his dad's address, and he lives like an hour and 45 minutes away. It's a long-ass walk. But free bike, you know? And I try to get my roommate to take me, but he's asleep, and so's his girlfriend, so I don't want to wake him up. I call my other friend, but she was like on the other side of the state at the time, so she couldn't take me. So I just pulled out the umbrella and walked. I brought my MP3 player and didn't listen to it because I basically needed the GPS to tell me where I was going. And to properly use it, I kind of sort of needed my headphones plugged into the phone. So, yeah. But anyway, I walked my ass off. I finally get up there and I get a new bike. And there's a couple problems with the bike. Now, these are not problems like the problem with my bike. Oh, brakes don't work. No, these are nitpicks. First nitpick being that the handlebars have the little nub grips, which hurt when you lean on the bike at all, and I have to in order to hold something in my hand. Bringing up the second problem, the bike is tall. And I mean, I've had tall bikes before, but this is tall and I can't lower it anymore, and my feet can't touch the ground unless I tip the bike. And problem number 3, the handlebars sit very low. My friend insists that I can raise them. I don't know. Those problems combined with problem number, I think I'm on 5 or 6. I can't carry anything safely in my hand. And I told him this because I told him I'm going to get the other bike fixed so I have it for short trips. He's like, what are you talking about? Long trips, short trips? Get your head out of your ass. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I can't carry things. Like, I can't go up to Wawa with my drink cup, which is a 64-ounce big-ass cup, and get home. He's like, well, it doesn't matter if it's comfort. I'm like, it's not a comfort thing. It's a fucking safety thing. This is potentially lethal. I have no control over the bike. And I'm driving near cars. And a couple times, I actually have to dip into the street because the sidewalk's all fucked up for whatever reason. So basically, I'm still planning to get my other back wheel fixed. Not back wheel, my other back tire replaced at a bike shop. So that I have that for short distances, because there's no brakes on it. It's kind of dangerous to take over long distances. Meanwhile, the new bike is incredibly dangerous to take over short things like that, where I just need to pick something up. And last but not least, nitpick number whatever, no kickstand. It's not a deal breaker. I've had bikes with no kickstand. None of these things are deal breakers. I've had bikes that had all of these features in some sense, and a couple bikes that had all of them combined. So, I mean, I'm happy. Free bike. What I'm not happy about is apparently I ran over a fucking thorn and now the tire needs patching. And I have not told him this because I just don't need the mental eye rolling that he's gonna do. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How can you break a bike? I'm like, I'm harder on bikes than you are. Because he's like, I had the same bike for like 15 years. I'm like, yeah, you also don't fucking ride it anywhere. This is my entire form of transportation. This is it. He is so out of touch with reality in a lot of cases. Where he just doesn't understand shit. I've tried explaining it to him, but it's like explaining calculus to a goat. It just doesn't work. There's just nothing that he's capable of understanding about it. Like, I keep telling him, you don't know what it's like being poor. He's like, I grew up poor. I'm like, no. You may have grown up poor, but you don't know what it's like to be poor. The very idea that he just suggested, you should just take 30 bucks, spend it on a fucking Presto Valve. You need to take 20 bucks, get a fucking shelf. I'm like, you act like I can do these things. I can't. I don't have the fucking money for them. I can't make money fall out of the goddamn sky. I think I might have a breed. I don't know. If I do, that'll be cool. But it's just one of those things. I just don't fucking get his reasoning. Just the idea that he has in his head that anyone at any time, for any reason, could just, drop money. And like I said, my roommate is basically said, I don't know why people think he's rich. I'm like, we think he's rich because he fucking acts like he's rich. This is a guy who will casually dump money on shit he doesn't need. And what I mean by casually dump money on shit he doesn't need, I mean he will go to a game store and spend like 50 bucks 3 times a month. Which, don't get me wrong, if I had the money to do that, I'd do it too. I plan in the next 2 months on dumping about 80 bucks or so on 2 new Pokemon games. The difference between me and him is that when I get those 2 games, I will play them. These will go into his collection. Oh, I'm sure he means to play them, but he won't. Ever. When the new Ninja Turtles game came out, Mutants in Manhattan, he basically, well, before it came out, he's like, oh, you need to get this game, we'll play together, etc. I told him, well, I don't have the money to get it, but I can rent it, and I will, and we'll get together, and we'll all play Ninja Turtles together, and it'll be fucking awesome. And not only have we never played Ninja Turtles together, he hasn't even opened his copy of it yet. So, yeah. That's the thing. I've gotten a couple more steps closer to finishing the Battle of Z LP, which, oh my god, every single time I play that game, I'm reminded of why I hate it. And I do. I didn't used to. But like I will say in almost every episode of the Let's Play itself, now that I've played Xenoverse and seen what a good DBZ game looks like, that's in that vein of multiple enemies, I really kind of sort of can't go back. Because Xenoverse is everything Battle of Z tried to do, done right. And it's noticeable how badly they fucked it up in Battle of Z. Okay, no watering today. That means I have all the energy in the world to do shit. Doing shit, in this case, also includes fishing. Hi, kitty. I got pufferfish. I don't even know if I can catch that fish. Sturgeons are a bitch to pull in. Ooh, I got some mail. Hello, mail. Thank you, money. But, like I said, there's been a lot of things going on. Good things. Progress things. I mean, start of the month I should have some money. My mother's finally moved, so I can A, go visit her, B, get her stuff out of the garage, and C, hopefully get some financial help this month. It's just been pretty good all around, honestly. It's been a good week. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna take a nap after this. take a nap after this, wake up, and grind out some Harvest Moon. Those paying attention to that Let's Play may recall that I sold half of my barn animals so that I can actually take care of the other half and spend time with them and all that fun shit. Oreo, get down. Sorry, kid. I know, that was uncomfortable. Kind of squeezed your tummy a little bit. Sorry about that. Yeah, my back's currently hurting me a little bit, so I might actually cut this episode short for once. Well, not for once. I used to be famous for doing exactly that, but I mean, for different reasons this time. Back pain sucks, you know. So yeah, now that I no longer have the threat of not finishing the 4-job Fiesta in time hanging over my head, I can work on any and every other project that crosses my mind, like Dawn of Souls 2, Suikoden 2, resuming Saga Frontier, that kind of shit. Look forward to doing those. I think for Saga Frontier, I'm toying with the idea of releasing it all week long. And doing each person's campaign on a different day. Like Friday can be Ricky Day, Tuesday's Blue Day, etc. You know? Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to cut this video short today. I'm just not physically feeling it. I've made some progress in a lot of stuff, so that's good. I'm just happy that I'm getting shit done. It didn't take a lot to cheer me up. Just finishing Final Fantasy V in time to get the credit for it is a big deal to me. And I did, by the way. The funny thing is, earlier that day or the day before, I had been trying to check through the Yogabot's Twitter feed to find which day he said was the last day, you know? Because I couldn't remember if it was the 29th, the 30th, the 31st, well, it wasn't the 29th, but if it was the 30th or the 31st at midnight. And all I could see down the whole line is just, hey, we've logged your victory, we've logged your victory, we've logged your victory. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, that's wonderful, you know, people are winning, that's great. Then when mine came in, I'm like, oh my god, I just had this immense sense of pride and happiness, and I'm thinking, wow, that's a thing. But, one of the things that made me sad is I actually logged onto the page to take a look at all the different things, and of course to see my results, and all that. And I noticed that there are people who not only haven't finished, they barely started, like, they have their Wind Crystal job and nothing else, kind of thing. And I'm thinking, that's just sad. And I gotta wonder, do they suck at the game? Did something come up? Were they just never into it to begin with? But I mean, this is for charity, and you can't even be bothered to finish? Granted, I'm almost positive that my own contributions to the donations through my viewers were pretty nil, because I don't really have a lot of viewers. I think I was averaging like 2 views an episode there. Oh, I'm sorry, Butterfly. But just the fact, even the fact that I'm doing it counts, you know? That's kind of a big deal to me. That I finished it. Especially that I finished it when a lot of people didn't. So we're going to toss this shit in the boxes, the chests and all that, and then I'm going to sign off. Because this has been a short video where basically I talked about a lot of shit that got done. Hi, Wimpy. Oh, speaking. Oh no, I was waiting for the other pepper to grow in. That's right. Sure hope none of my crops get struck by lightning again, because that's a thing that happens sometimes. Rio, get down. That doesn't go there. Oreo, what the hell? I'm freaking out because she's back there behind the near the PlayStation, and then I realize I'm not playing the PlayStation, so it doesn't matter if she bumps it. Alright, that's going to be it for this week. I'm sorry for the short episode, but sometimes that happens. See you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.